Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell from the title, it's a 3 eye looks 3 palettes video. I have 2 from Blend Bunny Cosmetics and 1 from Arttitude Cosmetics. So excited. I'll be creating 1 eye look with each palette. These are not brand new palettes to the market, but they are new to me and I want to play with them and I want to create an eye look on camera with each palette, of course. If you enjoy eyeshadow, if you enjoy eye looks, this also is not me pushing you to purchase any of these palettes. This is just me hopefully giving you inspiration in case you own any of these palettes or if you own any palettes that look like the palettes that I'm going to feature. That's it. So if you are new here and you enjoy eye looks and you enjoy color and you enjoy eyeshadow, this is a channel for you. I would love it if you can click the subscribe button and hopefully choose to stay for a while. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. All right, my loves, before we get started, let me tell you first what I have on my face and then I'll go through every single palette real quick, just tell you which palette it is. Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation, not the glowy one, the normal one. Kosas concealer, and I will put exact shades down below. I generally do. For cream bronzers, I went in to the Isamaya Cream Contour, shade number 2. Natasha Denona Liquid Bronzer is a Bonfire, I think so. And the Victoria Beckham Blush, Stain in Coral, powdered with the new Fenty Brightening Under Eye Powder in Rose Quartz, and the Melt Cosmetics Loose Powder for the rest of my face. All right, so the Arttitude Cosmetics Obsession palette, I placed a last minute order because unfortunately overseas beauty brands had to pause, and probably a lot of other brands shipping to the US of tariffs and all of that. A lot of people upset about it and I completely understand. I get it. It sucks. It truly does suck. But remember, let's stay positive. Just in life in general, I feel like we go through trial and tribulations. So I'm just hoping that they come out on top as they figure this ugly chapter out. Okay, and the other 2 palettes that I'm going to use are from Blend Bunny. The plastic palette was on sale, so that's why I decided to pick it up. I had, like, when this was launched, I wanted to get it, I just didn't. It was on sale for like $15 or $20, so I decided to pick it up when I picked this one up, which is the Sugar and Spite palette. This was originally called the Sugar and Grunge palette, but Maggie, I think that's her name, the owner of Blend Bunny, got a cease and desist letter from a particular, I think, brand stating that they owned the word grunge. So at the time, she just had a lot going on in her personal life and she chose just not to waste unnecessary energy on something like this. So she decided to give them this win, sell off the palettes, and then come back with something that's even better. So Sugar and Spite was born because of that scenario, and I feel like it's just so perfect. She honestly handled that with such class and such grace. I had to buy it. I just had to. Okay, I think the first eye look is going to be with the plastic palette. I kind of have an idea in my head of the eye look that I want to create for today. I do have the Moira Cosmetics eye base. So let me get you in closer and we can start this first eye look with the first palette. All right, you're closer. I'll put up the picture of the product. It has a 12-month shelf life and it was made in China. Okay, let me take off the plastic. I have dropped this palette a couple of times and it's still good. Hopefully I don't. Yeah, okay, here it is. Pink, neutral, and a pop of like a blue shimmer. I think I'm going to stick to this corner, but we'll see. I have an eye look in mind, so we'll see how it goes. All right, I kind of want this eye look to be smoky because I do want to lighten up my eyebrows and just make the eye look pop. First tone I'm going to jump into is Reputation, which I believe is a black. This is a Singe E08, and this is kind of a take, right, on like the Mean Girls vibe, I guess. Kind of like the Bella Beauty Bar, but this one's like a 12 pan palette versus a bigger one like Bella Beauty Bar did. Okay, so this is gonna go all over the lid because like I said, I want this to be a smoky eye look. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to leave the lower portion bare, so I'm not going to do anything on the lower lash line for now. We'll just see where we get. I think I'm gonna go to this one, which is Nip Tuck. Did any of you watch that show? I used to watch it. I feel it was very controversial, but it was such a good show. There's a decent amount of seasons on it. This is what I'm going to use for the edges of the black, and I'm tapping first because I don't want it to turn muddy. Like, I'm taking my time, I'm being precise, and if I need to go back to that black I will, but for now I'm kind of just being soft and gentle. All right, so this is what we got so far. But there is no black dark shimmer in this palette. I could go for this one, but I feel it's more of a metallic. So I'm going to dip into the Beauty Below and use Cursed. That's like a black base shimmer. So, oh, should I put... Let me put a tiny bit of... Look, I just know that it's going to crease when I wear all matte. Like, I'm already seeing where my eyelids are creasing and fading. So I usually, when I do a dark smoky eye like this, I like to layer a shimmer shadow on top of the black because it looks much better when it's a shimmer shade and it's creasing versus a matte shade and it creasing. So it's just something I make sure to do every time I do a black smoky eye look. It's just what I have found to work for myself. I want to use that beautiful bright pink for my inner corner, and then I want to lighten up my eyebrows. I'm very inspired currently by Miss Jenna Ortega and all of the beautiful and gorgeous makeup looks. Shoot, what is the name of her makeup artist? Yeah, what she's doing. It looks stunning. I'm not gonna bleach my eyebrows, but I can definitely, with makeup, make them lighter. So yeah, see, like, it didn't alter the smokiness at all. All right, so I did do the about face. I paint in White Noise, I think is what it's called. And this pretty Barbie pink is the one that I'm picturing for my inner corner. It's gonna be bright, but not like brightening the under eyes bright, like bright pink because of the white eye base. I'm just gonna use the same brush that I used for the about face. This is the B4 from Blim Bunny. Unfortunately, no longer available, but just any small little crease precision brush should work just fine. Okay. All right, I think that's working out just fine. Okay, let me finish off the face off camera, come back, and I can show you the full completed face. All right, my loves, I am back, and I would say I am 100% giving Jenna Ortega vibes, right? Just the hair. Okay, let me tell you what I finished the face off with. Anastasia bronzer shade Golden Beach Glow. I think it's the second or third lightest shade. NARS mascara. For the eyebrows, it's a brand that I don't like to promote on my channel. He Who Shall Not Be Named on this channel. That particular brand came out with brow shape shifter is what it's called. Beautylish is where I purchased it if you want to go check it out, but I'm not gonna link it. Look, Blim Bunny, Unearthly, all of the indie brands. If you're listening, if you're watching, please come out with some eyebrow tints. That would be great. Blush, I used both the By Terry in Pink Passion because it's that bright pink, and She's Giving from Patrick Ta. I mixed both of them together, and then I used the duo highlighter from Patrick Ta in Sugar, I think, or Baby, the pink one. And then for the lips, I have on an Earthly Foggy lip liner with Melt Cosmetics laced lipstick. And then I did put a tiny bit of Laura, which is that blue gray from Unearthly with Courtney Quarantine. But yeah, here it is. This very almost avant-garde gothy look. Okay, so this plastic palette from Unearthly Cosmetics, I only used 3 shades and they were all mattes. So these two and the pink one, but they all performed really nice. I cannot wait to dig into this palette again. I'm glad it's in my collection. I got it for $15, so I am a happy girl. All right, let me send you on off to eye look number 2, which will probably be with the Arttitude Cosmetics Obsession palette. All right, my loves, let's start with eye look number 2 with the Arttitude Cosmetics Obsession palette. So I was letting you all know at the beginning of this video that some of the overseas brands had to pause shipment, Arttitude Cosmetics being one of them. I also said Glaminatrix, but I just found out as of today, actually Glaminatrix did not. They are using DHL Express something, but of course you have to pay the tariffs and all of that. DHL will contact you themselves to figure out and for you to pay the pricing before your item gets delivered to you. So they haven't paused shipping, it's just there's the whole thing. Okay, let me show you, which is beautiful. It has plastic covering, and then one of the shades does have, I'm guessing that's like a shade that could break easily. Okay, all right, so here it is. So pretty. I think I'm gonna go a little bit more neutral today. For the face, for the base, I did change it up because I did film before starting this eye look. So I have the new Natasha Denona foundation, and I will put exact shades down below. Natasha concealer, Haus Labs contour, Natasha liquid bronzer, new Dior blush, the one in that plushy, feathery, clay-like formula, powder with RMS loose powder for the whole face, and the Fenty under eye brightening powder in rose quartz. Then used the Natasha Denona little duo bronzer and highlighter, but only used the bronzer, the new reformulation of the Dior Backstage blushes, Candy and Rosewood, just mix the two together, Natasha Denona Hygiene highlighter 02 medium. I don't have any eyebrow products, nor do I have any mascara. Moira Cosmetics eye base, and that's it. That's all I have on my face. So I think I'll start with this pretty tone here, Let Go. This is a Armani Cosmetics fluffy crease brush. I will link everything down below. I'm gonna use this as our crease shade, but keep it more towards the outer corner. Okay, that's a pretty, almost like olive pastel green. All right, now I'm gonna jump into fall. This is a 01 from Refer. It's gonna go in the outer corner. Probably should have run you in a tiny bit closer, but that's fine. I'm tapping first before I blend. This is a pretty orangey, like brown red, and that doesn't mix too well with green, so tapping before you blend works best. You can make it look pretty muddy if you don't do that. So I'm just pressing first. Okay, that's what it looks like. Those two tones together. Okay, now for shimmers, I did put NYX glitter glue on, and I think I'm gonna go the same, green and red. So I think I'm going to do, although this one looks like it shifts to green too, so maybe I should do this one. Let's do this one, and then I'm looking at this pretty green right here. So I think these two. Senescence for that one that shifts tiny bit red. It's the one that had the foam cover over it. Oh yeah, you see that? So pretty. Oh, gorgeous. And it's chunky. Now there are certain shimmer formulations that if they're too slick, these chunky ones, my eyelids do fairly well with them, but the ones that are like almost topper-esque or just feel very soft and light and like they just look wet, those can sometimes crease on my eyelids even if I use glitter glue. There's just too many folds and you know, my lids are a tiny bit on the more oily side and just age and just, you know. Okay, crisp is that pretty almost neon green. Put that towards the front. Oh yeah. So this one, crisp, if I were to use this closer to the middle, where I put that first shimmer, I think it would definitely crease. Yeah, so as much as I love beautiful shimmery shades, sometimes they crease on me and it sucks. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Loving it. All right, I think I'm gonna go boring and just do the lightest matte Renew. This is Blend Bunny B4, and that's just gonna go in the inner corner. Okay, let me finish off camera, come back, look at the final look, and then we'll move on to eye look. Number 3 with palette. Number 3. All right, my loves. Eye look number 2 with palette. Number 2 is done. Let me tell you what I finished the face off with. NARS Mascara, Melt Brow Pencil, Sephora Lamination Brow Gel, and then for the lips, I did have one of Refy Beauty's lip blur lip liners and the lip gloss in Guava, but I took that off and now I have an earthly lip liner in Foggy, Melt Cosmetics, matte lipstick in Laced, and then went into this Half Magic, I forget what this formula is called, Crystal Butter. I don't know if it's a lipstick or a lip balm situation, but Celebrity is the tone I have. Put it right in the center, and that's it. That's what I went in to finish off the face after off of camera. Here's this eye look. It's so pretty. You can definitely deepen out the outer corner if you're somebody who needs a little bit more dimension, but I'm perfectly fine with what I see. All right, let me scooch you on out. Okie dokie here. Oh, okie dokie. Such a beautiful palette. I'm pretty stoked. Is in my collection. Now that I look at it, I feel the kind of, like, in case you look at this and you like feel there's too much going on, if you just go row by row, yeah. Cannot wait to play with this cannot wait to play with this again, but so far this first eye look is stunning. Now it sucks so much that they did have to pause shipping to the US, but I am hopeful that it will all work out. I am a firm believer in fate, and I feel whatever needs to happen is going to happen. So I'm staying positive. Let me send you on off to eye look number 3 with palette number 3. All right, my loves, got you nice and close for this third palette and an eye look with this third palette. So it's the Sugar and Spite from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. The carton, the unicarton matches the palette itself, so I decided to toss it. 12-month shelf life, and it was made in China. I'm so excited to dip into this palette. Here it is. That's what it looks like. I feel there's like a sprinkle of pastels in there, and I believe some shades are different, and she rearranged the palette. I think it was pretty monochromatic when you went row by row, and it's also magnetic. I don't think the original one was magnetic. Okay, so let's get started with an eye look. Oh, let me tell you first what I have on my face. Natasha Denona foundation, the new one in YN6. Yes. Armani concealer WN011. Haus Labs contour. I think it's the third lightest shade. I always give you exact shades down below. The new Dior blush, Orchid, powdered with the 2 new powders from Dior. I use the matte for my under eyes, the T-zone, and then the radiant one for the rest of my face. And then I do have the Moira eye primer. All right, my eyes, they're not red, but they look a little irritated. I don't know what's going on. We had so many fires around us, a couple in actual Utah, actually more than a couple, for at least the last 2 months. And anytime there's a fire, it just really makes my allergies act up. But I believe the fires are kind of not as bad as they were like a month ago. So I don't know, like my allergies are still just, they've been going. And so I'm gonna blame it on that. Yeah. Okay, so I think I really want to use this in the inner corner. I think I'm going to start with Pretty Betty right here. I'm going to use this Refer 01, and that's going to go in the outer corner. I enjoy Blend Bunny Cosmetics. It's definitely a favorite when it comes to indie brands. They haven't mentioned anything about shipping internationally with everything that's going on with tariffs and whatnot. Okay, that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to jump into, looks like a light salmony pink Hush now. This is a little mini Natasha Denona. It came with a mini palette. I do not remember which one, so you can't buy this individually. I'm just going to use this for the edges of that first shade, and I'm tapping first before I blend. This looks like it might have pastel shade property, so it can fade away quickly if you just swipe. So with these, I like to tap, tap, press. Okay, I think I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of this one here, Rebel, which looks like it might be, gosh, is it a gray? I think it's like a slate dark gray. Yeah, let's do that. This is a Sigma E42. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit to the outer corner. Not a ton, just a little bit of the outer corner. Give it a little bit of depth. Okay, I like that. NYX glitter glue is on, and I really want to keep the pinkness that we got going on. I hope that makes sense. So I think I'll do this shimmer here and this one. This one seems like it's a little too peachy. Yeah, so Sweet Savage, and this one's gonna go in the middle. Okay, that's pretty pink. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to jump into this one, Punk Princess. It's a very icy kind of, very light pink. Just a tiny bit of space. I put most of the pink shimmer on the lid and just left a small area for this pretty icy shade. All right, I did go in to the About Face Fluid Eye Paint, the matte one in White Noise. And now we're gonna jump into that pretty, it almost looks like a pastel neon green, Winning. And I used the Blend Bunny before, and it's the same one that I used for the matte liquid shadow, so that's the same one I'm gonna use. Yeah, it definitely looks like a pastel, almost neon green, and that's why I used the white eye base, so that it could really pop. Okay, let me finish off the rest of the face, come back and talk real quick, finish this video. All right, my loves, here it is, the full completed, beautiful, beautiful. I look Wow, this is stunning. Let's see, what did I finish the face off with? Semi Haze bronzer, I think Gouda. I always put shades down below. RMS blush in Kir Royale, Gucci brow pencil, Benefit brow gel, NARS Climax mascara, Arttitude Cosmetics chrome highlighter in Dimension. I purchased this with the Obsession palette and I don't think I've used it for any of the looks. Great, my battery's low. Let me show you real quick. It's so pretty. It shifts to like a peachy pink. It's gorgeous. Okay, battery is changed. For the lips, I have on Unearthly lip liner in Foggy, which it's becoming a top favorite. And then this Unearthly gloss in Avery. I purchased it when it was on sale. I believe it's still on sale, but I don't know if it's still available. Okay, but here it is. Here is the eye look with this Sugar and Spite palette from Blim Bunny Cosmetics. It's so pretty. This eye look is so pretty and it's exactly what I imagined. Although in my head I usually imagine tones like that green pastel neon to just pop more, but it's popping. All right, let me scoot you on out. Okay, so 3 beautiful palettes. I don't know which one is a favorite. It's definitely between Obsession and the Blend Bunny. Just these color stories, they really get my creative juices going. And the Plastic Color Story, I feel like even though you have pops of color, if you take them away, it's kind of a neutral, boring kind of palette, right? So I don't know if I have any Blend Bunny like tamed down color stories, so it'll be nice to have this for a change, especially for when I don't really want to be creative and create an out there colorful eye look. Sometimes I just want to pick up a good palette from a good brand with a fabulous formula and create a very boring everyday eye look. Sometimes most of the times I'm in that mood. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the eye looks. I know the first one was very out there, very grunge, very, I guess, avant-garde. But I had so much fun creating it. Let me know if you own any of these palettes. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, they're not new palettes to the market, but they are new to me. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate every single one of you, all the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it all truly does mean so much to me. With that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye.